welcome along to the Invincible podcast. We are back with another show, of course. The Premier League is back. Arsenal going to Old Trafford last week and getting a win. And here to talk about that, the weekend's game coming up against Leeds. And also, we've got to touch on the Eze situation. We've got Lee Judges in the building. And people, forget about Fabrizio Romano. Forget about David Ornstein, right? Because we got another transfer guru in the building. Marty's in the building. Big up to Marty, man.
Marty's in the building. Marty's in the building.
Smarty Marty. We're going to go there straight away, right? Because the big news that broke this week, of course, is that Eberechi Eze has agreed to join Arsenal. All indications for the whole of this week and, most of last week showed, or we all thought, that he was on his way to Tottenham. There was even a "here we go" by Fabrizio Romano saying that he's going to Spurs, but he didn't go to Spurs. He changed his mind and he has come to Arsenal. Massive, massive news. I was saying to the guys earlier, it gave me that whole Sol Campbell vibes. Sol Campbell 2.0. I know he ain't, a Tottenham player, but the way all the Tottenham fans thought he was definitely coming to them, and for him to turn them down and now come to us, it's been huge news. Now, before I get to you, Lee, I've got to start with Marty, because Marty came on the show whilst he was away in Dubai.
Yeah, I see it. That's how he got the name Smarty Marty.
Smarty Marty came on, and he was adamant at the time that Eberechi Eze is coming to Arsenal, right? And even when it all, was looking like it was going south, he was still adamant to us that he's still coming. I don't know what his source is, but he was adamant, absolutely adamant. Robbie, I don't care what Tottenham are saying. He's coming to Arsenal. And you were right.
I told you. I don't want to sound like a smart ass, but no. Do you know what? You want to know God's honest truth with this situation? The only time I started doubting my source with this was when I started listening to everyone else saying this will never happen, he's going to Tottenham, and everyone just sort of like polluting your mind with all these like vibes that it wasn't happening. But yeah, it was never in doubt. He was always going to come to the Arsenal.
I'll tell you what, on the minibus on the way home from Manchester United, you was getting a bit of
who I was?
Yeah.
Who from?
Well, certain people.
Certain people. You were that person, right? On the minibus. Yeah.
I was sticking up for you, Smarty Marty.
He was not sticking up for you. So on the bus, on the way back, he was calling you all kind of names, right? And saying that, how come you said, Smarty Marty reckons that Eze's coming, and he ain't going, he's going to Tottenham, and he was having a go at you. Don't listen to this guy.
What weren't the only one? There was all going here, wait.
No, you weren't. He was the one leading it.
Okay.
Marty, you already know this guy already, right? He was the one leading it.
I did say that. I went, and as for Smarty Marty, what are we doing about that? Like, we said, and we was going, we're caning when he gets back. Like, don't worry about that. And obviously, he's come up trumps.
The witch hunt is complete.
Yeah.
Was that before or after you going absolutely viral on a variety of platforms?
Man United fans.
Darling, hold your hand.
Was I just getting the brunt
end
of
Smarty,
that? Come on. Was I just getting the brunt end of that?
I want to go back to it because that's interesting what you just said then. So listen, I know what you said when you came on the show but at that time, it looked like he was coming. But then after that, it all changed. And Tottenham were really in for him. And, Fabrizio and all these different journalists were all reporting that, because there's no interest from Arsenal, he's definitely going to go to Spurs. It's a World Cup year. He wants to play. They're offering him a big contract as well. But what you're basically saying is that even at that time, because for everybody just thought that Arsenal changed their mind and they've only just gone back in because of their injury to Havertz.
No.
But you're saying they've got nothing to do with that. You're saying it was always the plan to get him.
The plan was always that he was coming to Arsenal Football Club. And the plan was, from what I understand, the deal was going to be done later. It was going to be like a transfer deadline day, like remember Ozil, that sort of thing. It was just going to be, the business was going to be done later because we had other business to do. But the Havertz thing has just accelerated it and just meant that it's just happened a lot quicker. But like I said, I was never in doubt of the situation. That was always the plan.
So even if the Havertz thing had happened, it would have been done. It would have just been done later on in the window.
Yeah, it would have been. But
Spurs were pushing on it though.
Yeah, I mean, look, the natural thing, because obviously of what happened to Maddison, but and the only other way that it would have happened is, listen, if Spurs had come in and offered Palace 80 or 90 million, just come in with a much higher number. Obviously, money talks in football. Like, that's the way these deals can get hijacked. As much as a player might want to go, let's say Eze wants to go to Arsenal, the club wants to sell Eze to Arsenal, and Arsenal want to buy him. If another club comes in with another 10, 15 million quid,
with Madrid, didn't it?
It does. It happens. Money talks. They're gonna take it. That's just how football works. That's how life works in a lot of ways. But that was the only way the deal could have fallen through, and I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah,
and I'm here for the apology. When am I going to get? Should we do that ceremony? So this bus situation you're talking about, can we have everyone stand around and we'll film this, or?
Yeah, they all need to apologise here, like, what I mean?
No, you need to apologise because you were the one.
Listen,
you were absolutely ripping into him, right? Listen, Marty, right? The way you said it, right? He says it like, it was just like a light thing. You saw that video with him at Man United. So you know the mood he was in. He was absolutely ripping it. He goes, "This smarty Marty telling us we're getting this," and he's off to bloody Spurs, and then he was really having a go at you.
So basically what you're saying is I'm getting the blame for the anguish that the Man U fans got from you.
Listen, I'll tell you, I was never convinced, was I? I was sort of, I don't think it's ever going to happen and all that. Like, I can't believe how quick it's gone about. But listen, my brother's just come over from abroad. Like, he got on the plane thinking Eze was a Spurs player. And I told him this morning that he weren't. He was like, fucking lovely it was. It was lovely.
Fuming.
He was like, what you on about? Don't be silly. Have a look at the old. No, I don't believe it. Like, you know what I mean? So
it's like a Sol Campbell 2.0.
They're hurting. They're hurting, Rob. You know what I mean? Like, don't care about that. I've never thought we'd get. You liars! They thought that they had him.
They've all been losing it.
And you know what I mean. And rightly so. It's a massive disappointment for them, like to miss out.
But
they can't have it as a fan base.
The thing about it is every single Palace fan I've spoken to is actually that they've resided to the fact that they're losing Eze, and they're like, we're pleased that he's actually going to you instead of Tottenham. And that says everything. That says everything about what everyone thinks of Tottenham.
Do you know what is the maddest thing about it? Like, and now I know hindsight's a wonderful thing and that, but when I was watching him at the end of the game against Chelsea, he never looked happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was doing all this, like, and so maybe, like, he's thinking, oh God, Arsenal ain't going to come in for me. I'm going to have to go to Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden he's dancing down across the old bridge now, London Bridge, and he, like, you know what I mean?
Listen, it's a great story, isn't it? But when you think about it, right, taking even the Tottenham stuff out of it, like, he was at Arsenal.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
As a youngster, got released. Said he cried for a week after he got released, right? It's hurt him so bad because Arsenal's his boyhood club. Went on to play for Reading, Millwall, Queen's Park Rangers.
And a little time Wickham as well, didn't he, or something?
Yeah. Then it's come back.
Wickham.
It's come back to the Premier League with Crystal Palace. Has been absolutely brilliant for them over the years, and now has got his move back to Arsenal where it all started.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's an unbelievable story, and we're getting a player who is a player of the highest quality. He's one of the players that I always look at in the Premier League, and I just enjoy watching him. You know, when you play, you see him, you just like, I just enjoy, even if he's against you, you just enjoy watching him.
Yeah,
He's got so much quality.
And do you know what the best thing about it is? Any kids watching it and whatever, he got released and he's got back there because he's worked hard, he hasn't give up and all that, like. So it doesn't matter. Someone's opinion back then doesn't matter, does it? It's what happens. He's grafted, and he's got back to the top level. And and if he didn't go to Arsenal, he did go to somebody else. He's still got himself back into the Premier League and done it. Done fantastic well, Christopher. I think it's a fantastic story, not just because he's come back to Arsenal, but just shows you what he must be like as a person, to just be able to say, look, right, I've had that knockback, but that ain't gonna destroy me. I'm gonna come back and.
Yeah. Where do you think he's gonna play, Lee? What's going to be his best position?
I'll tell you where he's not going to play.
Where?
At Tottenham.
You love this.
I love it. I absolutely love it. This is, you know what I mean. It just means more to me now. Like what's happened with the Tottenham thing, right? So listen, I think he'll play wide left. I think that's where he'll play. I think what'll happen now with Havertz being out, Martinelli now will be the backup, and we'll have a few games down the middle for
or maybe Trossard.
Well, I think Martinelli, by the way, done very, very well against Liverpool last season. I think so, and it gives us I think it gives us a better option. I know it's sounds silly now. Like if you got Gyökeres and you're bringing on Havertz, it's like for like a little bit now. But like it's now you're going to bring on pace. Last 20 minutes of games, and you just go like, counter-attacking better. So I think it'll suit Martinelli a little bit more. But I think Eze will play there with probably Trossard backing that up. Madueke now backing up.
I think as well that what it does is on that left-hand side now, it offers more of a threat, like just because of his quality.
Yeah.
So his quality on crossing, his ability to go past players, his ability to carry the ball. I mean, that now is going to pose a big threat on that left-hand side. A similar threat to what's on the right-hand side with Saka, because they're very similar in the way in which they can carry the ball, and they're strong, and it's so difficult to get off of the ball. And if they can supply the bombs as well for Gyökeres, I mean, it could prove to be a real decisive signing.
And the thing with this is, we've seen it in games for Arsenal where teams double up on Saka. But then you've got someone like Eberechi Eze on the pitch as well. There's only so many players that you can double up on. But you've only got 11 players. Well, you've got 10 players on the pitch and you've got one goalkeeper. And he is a dangerous player. He's a match-winning player. He's the kind of guy that will pick the ball up from the halfway line. He will come in from the left-hand side into the middle. He'll either lay the ball off to a Saka or a Gyökeres, or he'll stick it in the top corner. He will literally flash it into the top corner.
Great at shooting from range, which is the thing that we've lacked.
Free kicks, he's dynamic, explosive. He's fast. He's got, he is a match-winning. You look at the amount of games that he single-handedly won for Crystal Palace, and you look at the amount of games that we've drawn last season. You're buying a player of that calibre and that quality that can change a match in an instant. That is what we need at Arsenal Football Club.
And you don't have to. We don't have to worry about him assimilating into the league because he's been playing there for years.
Yeah. He's up and running.
He's up and running. He knows this league. He knows the players. He's an England international, so he's been used to playing with Saka, Declan Rice, Madueke. He's played with all these guys on a regular basis. I mean, it is a very, very good signing. You can tell, but a lot of the rivals are worried about this signing because they know he's a player of the highest quality. I would have added a lot to Spurs. I'm glad he's not going there as well. Yeah. So I think it's just such a good signing. Like, it really, really is a good signing. I mean, you've got a lot of technicians now in that area. You've got Zubimendi in there, real technician. You've got now Eze, Saka. You know what I mean? These, Odegaard, these guys are really good on the ball. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting to if these guys can click. And it's an exciting lineup.
Look at the problems. I say the problems. With Odegaard last season. One, it provides fantastic competition for Odegaard, right? And two, if you're ever in a game and you need to pull him off because he's not performing, you've got this perfect dynamic player. You can play him on the left. You can play him in the obviously his natural position is as a 10, from the left hand side coming into the middle. But it gives you options. He's another versatile player, versatile quality player that Arsenal Football Club are adding to the ranks. And I do believe that this signing, it puts us right up there for the title. I do. It puts us there for silverware. This is the match winner that we've been missing. And also how he's going to complement. You look at the work, how he works with Mateta. He'll put the ball into Mateta. Mateta will hold it up, lay it off. Very similar to in ways how Gyökeres plays. And when you've got that sort of service to a proven finisher, this could be the final piece to the jigsaw that we need.
Yeah, well, let's hope it is. What do we make of Andrea Berta? I mean,
Mate,
this guy...
It's not a bad start, is it?
He's really taken us to another level when it's come to transfers, isn't it? Some of the transfers he's pulled off now, Eze, Gyökeres, Zubamendi. Well, Zubamendi was kind of more before his time, but these are some top quality players that we bought in. He bought in the young kid Mosquera. Yeah. He's really done a good job in this transfer window, hasn't he?
Well, I think he's done a fantastic job, you know what I mean? Like, you even look at Kepa, I think it's a good deal, 5 million, no one see that coming, and I always said that, Norgard and Kepa, and they're not spectacular signings, but they're signings that you need, and all of a sudden our bench looks stronger, everything looks stronger, we had 4 kids playing that were on the bench from January to the Champions League semi-final that have left the club now without playing a game. So they was just bench fillers. Everyone now is not, at the moment you've got the difficult job for Arteta is not only just picking 11, he's going to have to leave players out of the squad.
But there's a lot
of games.
There's so many games.
Yeah, but it's a good thing, isn't it?
It's a great thing. We needed that. We needed that squad depth. We needed those options, especially up front. So
the Havertz one's a big loss, by the way.
Havertz. I mean, at this stage we don't know how long he's going to be out for. There's rumours that he can be out for a long time. There's rumours that it might not be as long. Yeah, we don't really know. Let's hope it's not long, because remember, he's only just come back after being out for a long time.
It's a big worry, because if it's ACL, then I think that's the end of Havertz.
Really?
To be out of football for over time.
It's a World Cup year as well, and
it's a long time to come back. So
I think the thing on the transfers with, you're picking up about Berta is it's the quality. The 7 transfers, it's the quality of the transfers. I remember other transfer windows where you bring in 4 or 5 players, and maybe 2 of them would be top quality players, but the other 3 would just sort of be fill in the blanks, just filling in. Yeah. And they're just they were going to be squad players, but when you look at Mosquera squad player, but what a quality versatile defender he looks like. The pace on the lad, you've got Zubamendi and Norgard, 2 different sixes, but amazing levels of quality. You've got a captain from Brentford, a guy that drives the team. You've got silky smooth Zubamendi, like we said, the Gyökeres, and obviously Noni Madueke, can play on the left and right. That for me is probably potentially the only signing with a potential question mark. But also, listen, his statistics last year weren't that bad. 12, I think he had 12 goals. 12 goals, I think it was 8 assists, I think. So listen, not bad numbers when you consider, I think Eze had 15 or 16, so not too dissimilar.
No, he's got a lot to prove. But I think with what we've done now, I don't know about you, but it just takes a little bit of pressure off of him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. He's not going to have to be relied to be playing on that.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
and on the right, he's good.
Yeah, and it hasn't stopped our business, is it? Which I think a lot of fans were fearing. That we ain't going to be able to go and get an Eze now. We're not going to. It hasn't done that, so I think that's not a bad thing for him now as well. So I think he'll come in with it a little bit.
And we got up and running last week at the Old Trafford. That was a really good win. I mean, listen, it weren't.
You certainly did, Lee. Didn't
it wasn't a great. Explain before we get into that. What was all that about? Because that went viral all over the.
Jet 2. Do you know what?
With the Jet 2 theme over it.
You've made it on the internet when you get Jet 2, and this man, Mr. Judge, he's got Jet 2.
I've got a free holiday out of it. No, I'll tell you what, as I said before, and it does show up like it was like a nasty conversation. It wasn't. It was like all banter. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Going into the ground, because Old Trafford's first time I've ever done that, when you've gone on the side bit, So, and they just left. There was 3 stewards and 500-600, well, even more Man United fans, and only a few little Arsenal fans, and they were giving it large, you know what I mean, about the Robin van Persie, and we was giving it back. It was fantastic. It was really, really good. I will say, not one bit of trouble. It was all like banter, and it was, how it should be. You know what I mean? They was giving it to us, and we was giving it to them. And yeah,
You got Jet 2.
And it sounds like you was giving it about me on the bus and all.
Yeah, so,
that one worked friendly, man. You know what I mean? He's actually ripping in it.
I will say, like, the Man United fans, I have to say, like, that were doing it, like, it could have got nasty. There was a lot of potential for nastiness there, like, but it weren't. It was great. The only one that got on my nerves was the steward. You know what I mean? Like, so, because what happened was that they'd come through and give you a bit of stick, like, and like you give it back, oh look, you stay there, and I thought they're coming through here, like, you know what I mean? And when you look back on it, it's probably like because there's 500-600, there's only like a few of us. But no, the Man United fans give it, and I have to say, Man United fans, we've been up the last few games towards the back end of the season, and they've been really down. It's been not a very nice atmosphere at that, but they were up for it.
They were.
When we was going there, they're going, they're going to me, you don't think you're coming here to win, do you? I said, yes, we might, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we was like, it was, but they honestly, genuinely thought that they were winning that game.
They were excited. They were up for it.
They were buzzing for it.
They were up for it. People don't understand, like, there were some people saying, like, a lot of Arsenal fans like even moaning after
terrible.
the performance. And I said, listen, do you remember on the way up, right? I said to you, I go, the most important thing today is the 3 points.
Yep.
100%.
It's so early in the season.
Yep.
Performance doesn't really matter to me. So we got a hard start to the season. To me, that was the hardest game for any of the big six teams at the weekend.
100%.
To go away to Old Trafford, even at the best, even last year we went there, right, when they were in a terrible situation. They played us off the park. We were lucky that game, right, to get away with a point, right? To go there, first game of the season, they got new signings.
Yep.
You know, they're absolutely buzzing. Like you said, the atmosphere there was like, that was proper Old Trafford, yeah? And to go there and get the 3 points, that was an amazing result for Arsenal. That getting us off to a winning start there, that was an amazing result. And it was really built on defending, right? Because, you know, up front, we didn't play great. You know what I mean? You could see like Gyökeres didn't have a great game. The two wide players in Saka and Martinelli didn't have a great game. Even some of the midfielders a bit, but where they did well, especially in the second half, they defended well. And you look at it and like they didn't have loads of clear-cut chances, did they?
No. And I think this is the thing we were talking about the transfers where. They're right to get excited about Kuna and Bueno, you know, two great signings, and potentially Sesko, but. You know, for me, football starts from the back, and where they've gone and blown the budget on forward players, which is great, and they will score goals for them, but they know that they are in dire need of a top quality goalkeeper, and you've got a Gianluigi Donnarumma there, ready to roll, 40 million quid, gets the job done. Now that guy will take you from 15th to 6th. Single-handed. That game, they do not lose that game. I mean, look, they didn't score against us like Raya, how Raya saved us, right? That is what a top quality goalkeeper. Donnarumma comes and gets that ball. No, he doesn't get bullied off the ball by Saliba. He comes out, he claims that ball, and it's 0-0, and that's a point gain for them. And that is where I think they've failed to strengthen. And like you say, what I loved about Arsenal on Sunday, watching them, was finding a way to win ugly. And in previous seasons,
we haven't done that.
I've seen Arsenal play fantastic football, had 20 shots on goal, or 25 shots, and we've lost the game. And we're like, how have we lost the game? We've played awesome football, silky smooth, champagne football, but we've lost the game. But there we literally dug out a result, ground it out, and went there, and it wasn't pretty at times, but we did the job. We did what we had to do. The ball didn't go in the back of our net, and their goalkeeper cost them. You know
what is unbelievable about this, and people don't realise, is that we haven't got a great history at Man United. Like, you know, I mean, when we won the Premier League 3 times. In those 3 games against Man United, 1-0 over Miles, 1-0 Wiltord, 0-0. You know, the key home game. So all through that, it's never been easy there. Like, and like you get the right, and I love it when the rival fans turn around and go, "You ain't going to win the league playing like that." You know, they start. Oh, hold on a minute. We've had 1 game of the season, got a result at Man United. We're not saying that we're going to win the league playing like that. We know that, but there are times when you ain't playing at your best and you can still win.
Yep.
And at the end of it, Rob, you know, of all the teams that played at home on away, I say, there's only 2 teams. Us and Man City that got results. And the Man City played Wolves, which you expect. Man United a lot tougher, and it's a tough place to go.
Tough place to go. 75,000 fans baying for blood.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think that gets appreciated, that, Rob.
Yeah,
if you're not unless you're there.
Yeah, the atmosphere, as we said, that was a tough game, and for us to come away with the 3 points, when you consider the start of the season we got, we got. All right, we've got Leeds. You'd expect us to win that, but then we've got got to go away to Anfield to play Liverpool. We've got Forest at home. They're playing well at the moment. In September we've got City at home, Newcastle away. It's a very tough start. So to get off to a winning start with that one, that was really, really encouraging.
Puts you in good stead.
And sets you in good stead. Are you worried that, players like Gyökeres didn't really, Zubimendi, a couple of new signings, didn't really have a great game?
No, not like listen, Gyökeres is not fit yet. That 60 minutes that he played would have done him the world of good. That one, if you want to have a little go about the transfer window, that is it for me. We should have got him in a little bit earlier, and so that he'd have been 100% fit for that game. But he's going to have to work on his fitness a little bit more, and that'll come with a couple of games. So I'm not really worried about that. It weren't the great, if you all right, I'll hold my hands up. I'm pretty sure he will. It's not the greatest debut we've ever seen. You know what I mean? But I've seen Thierry Henry not have a great debut, like Dennis Bergkamp not have a great debut. So at the end of the day, I'm not worried about that. I'm pretty sure that he'll get the chances. But if I'll be really honest, on the game, creativity wise, we didn't look that great. But I think now we've addressed that with the Eze thing, So I'm not, and all this thing. He didn't play well and all that. We played well. The last time we played well at Old Trafford, Rob, was when we lost 3-1.
Yeah. That's true. We played really good that day. We lost 3-1. It's true. And the fun, you know what, right? Our record. I was on Sky on Saturday just for the game, and that Joe Tomlinson, who's he's one of the presenters. He's a United fan, and then they had cams on it, and they were going, "Oh, your record up. Old Trafford's not great. Oh, and I said to him, I go, yeah, maybe, going back a while, but in recent times, we've got a good record against you lot, right? And actually, if you look at our record against United now, last 6 games, won 5, drawn 1 in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's a good record against United, you know what I mean? But it is always a tough place to go to. And that was a significant win. What did you make of United, Marty? Right? Because they looked a lot more improved than they were. They looked a lot better than they were last season.
Same old problems. For me, it's the same old problems. Defensively, goalkeeper. Like I said, that goalkeeper cost them the game. It was just a complete schoolboy error. And you see Onana do that, and you see Bandier do it again. And instead that you just get a punch to that instead of he tried to flap it with his hand, literally laid it on a plate for Calafiori to stick it in the back of the net. I saw attacking prowess from them. Kuna does what he does, cuts through the middle out on the outside, goes down the left hand side, goes through the middle, gets shots off, and Bueno sits out wide on the right. What they did for their respective clubs. But then where I'm pleased the players that we went for, I think it was about 80 minutes in, and Kuna's trying to have a row with Martin Odegaard, wasted about a minute and a half of the game. At that time in the game, you're chasing the game. Now that temperament, it's like, listen, whatever sort of bit of needle you've got going on with, you forget about it. You get on with the game. Stop wasting time, mate. Let's play the game. We're trying to nick a goal, and it's also that's where that temperament issue will come in, and that could have been the difference if they're applying pressure to a team late on in games, which does happen. We had 6 minutes go up on the board. That's that extra minute and a half could have been them nicking a goal and rescuing a draw. Yep. I think with Manchester United, their problems are a lot bigger than just buying 3 forward players. I mean, the goalkeeper situation for them. Listen, I respect Manchester United as a huge football club. I've always, seen these battles that you guys have just, they're battles that I grew up with. I remember in 1990-91, the Battle of Old Trafford. It cost us, we got docked 2 points. That's it, 2 points. And I remember that was that's
1-0 we won that and all.
20, yeah, exactly 1-0 we won that 21-man brawl. These are always tough games. Go in there. But this Manchester United side needs they obviously need a number 6, a decent number 6 that's got legs that can get around the pitch, and they need a really good central defender. But I just don't think they're going to get those players. And if I was a Manchester United fan, I wouldn't be looking forward to the season ahead.
They're all very excited after the game.
Yeah, I think they're covering it up a little bit.
They said they all seen signs.
They're covering it up a little bit. They've been awful. They were really up for the game and all that.
But they're a lot more improved though. I mean, attacking wise, like Cunha and Mbeumo, they're a threat, man. They didn't score enough goals last season.
They've still got problems.
I think the problems is that keeper situation.
Goalkeepers, they've got two erratic goalkeepers. Donnarumma, I'm sorry, that's it. You go and buy that player, it solves the situation.
Well, I don't know why they didn't go for Ramsdale.
Yeah.
I personally don't think he would be up for the challenge. No disrespect to Aaron Ramsdale, but we saw it at Arsenal. When Raya came in, we saw the nerves. The thing with the top elite goalkeepers make mistakes, but it's how quickly they recover from their mistakes. Do you remember when Ramsdale had to play instead of Raya because Raya was still on loan at the time? Yeah. And Ramsdale got away. He got away with it. At the end of it, they all came round and they hugged him and they celebrated because he'd got through a game, sort of thing, without making a mistake. Now, I'm sorry, when you're playing for clubs like Arsenal, Manchester United and Liverpool, that mentality's got to be there. And that's the difference. You see with Raya. Raya makes a mistake, kicks the ball, bang. Literally, next, he'll forget about it and he's back on game, Or he makes a mistake and then he'll make the save to recover it, And that's the sort of goalkeeper that Manchester United need.
Okay, well, listen, this week, it's another... big game. Arsenal, first home game of the season, at home against Leeds United, who won on Monday, beating Everton 1-0.
They looked all right as well.
They were really on the front foot. I mean, Everton were atrocious, by the way, but, let's not take nothing away from Leeds. They really, really attacked them. Yeah. You can see they're going to be a decent team in transition because they've got a lot of pace.
Yep.
Nonto on one wing, and what's his name? James on the other wing.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of pace in that team. But Arsenal at home, how you feel about it, Lee?
Yeah, look, this is for me where if we play like we did last week, then I'll be disappointed. Like I think this is a game where these are the games that cost us the league.
Yeah,
teams like they're coming in here and they're getting a draw or give away a silly goal and then we're chasing it and whatever. This is the games where I want to see us completely different. And this is where I want to see when people go about Mikel Arteta, right? Have you got what it takes to improve us? These are the games where we've found it difficult. Everton's last season, West Ham's. They are the games that cost us the league. Go out there. I think they will change. I think they'll be hard to beat. We've got to show ambition, show that we can do that. So I'm looking forward to this game to see if we do it. I've watched this a few times against low block teams. Even you can go back to the Hong Kong one and Spurs. I know it's a friendly. We didn't have a clue how to break it down. We've got to find ways of doing it. So if we get the early goal, different scenario of a game, but I think it could be a little bit tougher than what people think it is, but we've got to be able to be solid at the back and get the goal. And I don't know about you guys, we all go at the goal. I just want to be entertained a little bit more at the Emirates as well.
Yep, want to be entertained, want to see some goals, and the goal that everybody wants to see on Saturday. We all know everybody wants to be doing this, and everyone wants to see Gyökeres get a goal. It will be great for him to get up and running at the Emirates.
I think what we will be entertained by is when they unveil Eberechi Eze at the Emirates in the shirt with the parade him around, hopefully before the game.
You think they'll do that?
Stranger things have happened.
He's got all these little... So is this something else you've heard?
No, I'm not going into this. I'm not going into this. Let's move on to the Gyökeres celebration. Right, so, look.
They will do that, wouldn't they?
They don't always do that, do they? They don't always parade players.
When was the last time Arsenal done that?
Well, the last time they paraded Gyökeres, isn't it? When we pre-season.
Yeah, he was in pre-season.
Yeah, they actually brought him out.
Because his first home game of the season, it's going to be a spectacle. It's Premier League. Listen, this Leeds outfit are a tough outfit just because they've come up from the Championship. Don't think that they're going to roll over. What I saw of them on Monday night, and I was actually quite surprised, the amount of balls they were putting into the box. And don't forget, Everton have got Tarkowski. You know, they're aerially. Well, Pickford comes out, and you know, aerially he's very good. They're not really the sort. I mean, you saw Arsenal try and do it to Everton last season, and we didn't get much change. We were putting in crosses, and everything was getting dealt with. And Leeds went at them like that as well. Which this Leeds team, I don't think are going to roll over and come here and necessarily put a low block on us. I think that I
think there'll be a low block though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I do think there'll be a low block. Newly promoted team coming to the Emirates first, you know, their first away game of the season. I don't expect them to be expansive. I'd be shocked if they are.
Listen, I don't think they're going to go gung ho. I really don't, because obviously as soon as Arsenal if Arsenal early on get control of the football and start moving the ball around, as we know they do at the carpet, then then they'll revert to that. But I think early on they'll give us a good go quickly, and I personally cannot wait to get back to the Emirates and enjoy Premier League football at its finest.
Like Lee said, kind of cost us last year, the Emirates form. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
some poor performances, lacklustre, not being able to break down these low block teams. We want to see a bit of excitement back at the Emirates this season. And when we say excitement, we mean on the pitch. They really, I think they were poor last season at home in the league. I don't know if you agree with me, Lee, but I thought our home, if anything, I enjoyed this away from home more than at home. At home sometimes it's just like, when are we going to start, sticking it on a team? And you know what I mean, with lots of games in the second half, it was lots of control, and I want us to really take it to teams at the Emirates. I think that's why Liverpool won the league last year. At Liverpool, at Anfield, they took it to teams.
I think it's really important.
With 2, 3, 4 goals past them. We weren't really like that. We'd even go a goal up and then we'd sit in a bit, and then it was all control. I really want to see Arsenal raise that home form. I really want to see that this year.
I think that's really important, a really important point, that we need to let teams know that they come here and we're going to start sticking goals past them. Because I think in seasons before, it was last season where the games were so tight, there was goals in it.
Control all the time.
Too much control, possession-based football, which is great and can win you games. But sometimes there's nothing better than a few of them games where you just put 5 or 6 past teams. You just let you proper roll a few teams, and 3 and 4 nillers, and let people know that, listen, you come here, it's not going to be about how many. It's how many you got to keep out the back of your net. You've got to keep this score down, because we're going to go for you.
Yeah. You think you're going to see that this season?
Yeah.
I think you've got to. I've got to. Now they've took the tunnel down, I think that might help.
It was more than just the tunnel.
Yeah, but I like people have been slagging off. I like things like that because it is fine margins.
Yeah, it is.
I think trying something different. I like that. I like that idea.
We try something different on the pitch, though.
So just try something different on the pitch. Listen, if Arsenal carry on the way that they have been, like at home, they won't win the league, Rob. So there's got to be a little bit of change. I think that Zubimendi coming into the midfield just speeds up our play a little bit more as well. Nothing against Thomas Partey when he played there, because he was outstanding what he'd done. But I just think that he's going to get about a little bit more. The one thing that I am a little bit worried about is we might get counter-attacked a little bit. But, we should still defend properly. And I just think that, I know that, when we're talking about the Man United game, we won't play well and all that. I don't care about away from home, about being entertained so much. But I do when we're at home.
At home, you want to see performance.
I want to see performances, wins, and I want to come away, because I'm spending a lot more money going to that, walking away from the Emirates saying, do you know what, 1, we've won, that's the most important thing, but 2, I've been entertained.
Yeah, and they've got the exciting players now, now they brought Gyökeres in. Eze. Yeah. Or I know he won't play on Saturday probably, but Eze, Saka, I want to come on. Odegaard, you know what I mean? Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Now, at home, let's go and I want to see us blow a few teams away at home.
Yeah.
I didn't really see that last year. It was
struggled.
control a set piece. I mean, I want to see us blow teams away.
Absolutely batter them.
That's what I feel at Anfield. Yeah, I mean, that's where, you know, when you said when we was going up last week, right, is in the van, and, you know, in between slagging off Marty, when you were saying...
Listen, one thing, take me comfort. You're not the only person that's been doing.
In between slagging off Marty, right? In between slagging off Marty, he was saying that he wants to see a performance, right? And I was saying, listen, for that one, I just want. But we're on with you at home.
Yeah,
I want to see performance.
Yeah, I want to see.
Let's blow some teams away. Statements, like you said, some statement wins where teams now turn up and think, we could be in for a long day today.
Yeah,
not just from set pieces.
Yeah, like, I think at the end of the day, listen, the set piece thing and all that, like the stadiums go silent when, like, you know, I mean, Man United was very vibrant, but as soon as we got a corner like that, you know, so that's a great.
Set pieces are good.
That's great. You know what I mean?
I've seen the new one, by the way.
And
the
now
new
we've
one.
just bought a new set piece.
Yeah, so that's great. But what you want to do is you want to silence those crowds with play when you go ping ping. And Liverpool do that.
Yeah.
Liverpool at home.
And City.
You know, watching
Ruthless.
Watching Liverpool the other day, you know, when I was watching the game, as soon as it went 2-2, we was always down the pub with my mates having a good... I said, they still win this game.
Yeah.
They still score. I think at Arsenal at home, you're not so sure.
Yeah, they've got that firepower. Now, as I said, now that we've added firepower, now that you've got Gyökeres and all these different players, I don't want to just see us just...
And that's it. When
controlling the game.
When one goal goes in, it's like it's last season. There's teams that know that one goal and it still could be a bit of a tight game, and we'd fail to see the game out. We'd fail to go on 2-3. Teams knowing that we'll get one and then we get another one, and then they're thinking, "Whoa, this could end up being 5 or 6. We don't want to end up getting 7-0 here. This is going to be. It could be really embarrassing here, or you go 3 and 4.
We all know, Marty, the tactic in the Premier League for every team. Especially when they come to Arsenal, you go into any team like Liverpool and that. Even if you go 1-0 down, the tactics don't change.
Yeah.
It's still like we're sitting in.
Yeah.
Right? Because what we'll do, last 15 minutes, we'll have a go, because this place could get a bit nervy if we start knocking on the door. We get a 1-1, we're happy. So when we get a first goal, hopefully we get a first goal, go and kill it off.
Yeah.
We didn't do that last season at home. That was our fault. That's where we got punished. We didn't kill off teams.
Yeah.
And also this situation with the Eze transfer, I really generally believe what that changes, because not singling out Odegaard, but there were times when in that final third of the pitch you lack that creative spark, and essentially we didn't really have a player to replace Odegaard with. Now you've got that in Eze. You've got this guy that's going to unlock defences. You've got this guy that's going to pull something out of nothing and put the ball in the back of the net, and
you've got the goal scorer there in Gyökeres to put them away.
You've got something different. You've got also a scenario threat as well.
And you're not just... I think, you know, there is a thing for Odegaard. We just rely on him for the creativity. I think that's a bit harsh on him. Like, you know, even with Saka, like for Saka to get the creativity, he's relying on Odegaard to supply him. Like, you know, now you've got somebody else. Just takes it. Maybe this will take a little bit of pressure off Odegaard, and you're all of a sudden like you see a little bit better of him as well. I think it's
you know, when people were saying, and look, I actually said it age ago, take the captaincy off, or not take it, reassign it to maybe Declan Rice, because Odegaard is one of the most creative players that I've seen. I've seen this guy do things with a football that I have not seen other football players do. He, on his day, is absolutely phenomenal. But there's something not missing, and I'm hoping this Eze signing changes Martin Odegaard, and we then see this player that we know, as Arsenal fans, we know what this guy can produce. We know how magical and special he can be.
He's going to have competition for 1 year as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You see, this really opens up severe competition. A player like that, and it's like the homecoming. That's what's so exciting about this transfer. That's what makes it so good. Is the potential within it for the Odegaard situation. How it can change his game. It take the load off of him for. Like you said, that's a really good point. Creativity. It's just down to Odegaard. Like. And obviously you can play on the left. It kind of covers that situation as well. That's where it's a phenomenal transfer.
Okay, let's get your predictions for the Leeds game.
I think 2-0. I think it'd be a tougher game than what we probably think. But I 2-0. I don't think we're going to get exactly what we want in the first couple of games, but 2-0.
Marty?
8-0. No, no, I'm joking. No.
Oh,
Hope you're right.
Do you know what? I'm actually gonna, like I said, I give Leeds respect, and it's going to be in parts a tough game, but I can see this being the start of our season. I'm going to stick down a 3-0.
All right.
I think we're going to be tight at the back.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm going with Lee as well. I'm going 2-0. I think we get the job done, but I would love to see
Three or four
fours.
fans.
I'd be ecstatic with that. Especially
really like
first game of the season.
that shut a lot of people up. And all,
especially as well, we got go Anfield the following week.
Yeah.
Try and go there, like get Gyökeres firing, get certain players firing, and then go to that game, you know, buzzing, feeling that you can go there and get all 3 points.
And they've got a massive game on the Monday, like, you know. Hopefully Newcastle will beat them up a bit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's going to be a heated game, isn't it?
You see this start that we've got. Like, we go and do the business against Leeds, and like say 3-0, 4-0, and then we go to Anfield and we beat them 1-2-0. Season changes. With them, then that game there's pivotal into how much, you know, they fear us, and also the bus journey home.
Pretty nice.
slagging off. You'd be jet 2'd again, you know what I mean? Up there. Anyway, we've reached the end of the show today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out all of our great preview content for that game. Arsenal taking on Leeds United. It's great to see Leeds back in the Premier League as well. Right, that's always a place of great atmosphere, great old club, right? So it's good to see them back. So that's going to be a good game. They'll bring a lot of fans. There'll be a lot of noise in the stadium, but that first game is going to be good. And hopefully we get to see Eze unveiled on the pitch as well. That is great news. Arsenal making big moves in the transfer market. Things looking up, but let's get the win on Saturday. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Marty. And thank you to you guys for watching and listening. Don't forget you can get this podcast on all your normal formats. And we'll be back next week. The Invincible podcast. Myself, Robbie, and Lee Judges come together once a week to discuss all things Arsenal. Straight talking, considered discussion, brought to you by the fans of the only club in Football League history to go invincible.